Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this Madden Tips video play breakdown, I want to take a look at a popular defense over the years. It's called a 46 normal inside blitz. This defense has been around for a long time. Us old schoolers know it well. Over the years, it's been all kinds of blitz combinations you can come up to put pressure on a quarterback, and this year's no exception. So what I want to show you is something I've been doing with it that allows me to get some inside pressure plus some outside pressure as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at it on the play call screen here. So let's get on to it. And the playbook I'm going to go ahead and use for this breakdown is the 46 generic playbook. Just keep in mind there are some other playbooks I believe that have the 46 normal in it. So just keep that in mind as you're going through this and thinking about it if you want to run this or not. So let's go ahead and get on the field here in a second. Let's go ahead and call the defense right there. Again, it's the 46 normal inside blitz. On the offensive side of the ball, I'm going to go ahead and choose the gun bunch halfback strong formation. The reason I'm choosing this is a lot of players like to run the bunch formation, so I thought I'd just go ahead and show it versus that. So let's go ahead and run it against the Y trail. Keep in mind, everybody is going out as far as for pass routes. I will show you, though, when we get into this, that we're going to leave the halfback in the pass block, and we'll show you we can still get some pressure on the quarterback, even with the halfback in as far as blocking. All right, so as you go ahead and look at this one, as I've kind of mentioned, the 46 inside blitz is 46 normal inside blitz is very popular. But over the years, it's also one of those defenses, because it is a cover zero defense, that there's a good chance that you can be beaten deep because you don't have any zone help over the top or any deep coverage. So that makes it kind of a high risk, high reward. You do have 5 defenders that are going to be in man coverage. Let's just go ahead and show those guys to you really quick. And you can see on your screen, those are your 5 defenders. And then you're going to have 6 defenders that are going to be rushing the quarterback. So you've got 6 coming after the quarterback. All right, so because the halfback is going out, that only leaves 5 offensive linemen to do the pass block. And so we know that we have the numbers as far as getting pressure on the quarterback. The question is, how fast can we get home with the linebacker, get to the cornerback or whatever blitzer's coming in, and can get to the quarterback quickly before he gets the ball out. And that's always been the downside whenever you run these cover zero defenses. All right, with that said, what I want to do is I just want to go ahead and run this. I'm not going to make any adjustments at all. So let's just go ahead and run this. And you're going to find in most cases, it's generally going to come from, in this case, most of the time, it's going to come from the left outside linebacker. Now, on occasion, it might change this up. But in this case, because this linebacker right here, if you look at your screen, this is going to be the other linebacker here. And I believe this is going to be the middle linebacker right here. And what he's going to do is he's going to come up. Let's go ahead and take a look at that and make sure that is the middle linebacker before I get too far in here. That's Davis. That's the middle linebacker lined up right there. What happens is the middle linebacker, in a lot of cases, he'll come up and he'll get in across from the left guard right there, such as what you see on your screen. When he does that, then that's going to make sure, that's basically what's going to happen is if that happens, kind of messed up on the illustration there, but this guy right here, which is the left outside linebacker, is almost always going to be the one that applies the pressure if you don't make any adjustments at all. He's almost always going to shoot through the A gap and apply that pressure between the center and the right guard. Again, that's not without making any adjustments. All right, so keep that in mind. So that linebacker, if he moves up, you can almost guarantee it. You're going to see pressure coming from the left outside linebacker. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and show you one of the adjustments a lot of players will do. This is the most basic adjustment you can make to make sure that you get that inside pressure coming from the left outside linebacker, and that's to go ahead and slant outside the defensive line. So what you're doing is you're crashing them to the out. And then what this does generally, it opens up, or it widens the gap between the center and the right guard, where that linebacker, again, can shoot through that A gap and apply the pressure on the quarterback. This is what I've already kind of shown already here. So he's going to, again, he's going to shoot through that A gap, and then he's going to come up through here as you're looking at it and get pressure. And again, that's because the way the defensive line is slanting to the outside, which you got these guys, going in this direction here, and this way here, and plus you got this blitzer. The center will end up coming over in this area here to block, go ahead and block the weak side defensive tackle. And then this guy right here, which is the right guard, he'll look to block over in this area here. That's what you're going to find as you watch this, as far as putting pressure on the quarterback. So let's go ahead and run it now, and you'll see the pressure coming up the gut, and we'll get some inside pressure coming from the left outside linebacker. And that's the defense that a lot of guys will run. The easiest setup to do, of course, I didn't call press coverage. If you want to call press coverage, you can go ahead and then slant the defensive line out, and then you're going to get that inside pressure. So again, you saw that linebacker came up, and then that allows us to get, that's without making any adjustments at all. So that's probably the most basic setup you'll ever find as far as with the 46 normal inside blitz, as far as getting pressure. Now, with that said, let's show you some things you can do that's going to allow you to get some more pressure on the quarterback. So let's go into the play call screen here and do some subs. That's what I want to do right now. And this is all based on the personnel that you have on your team. So if you can kind of follow along what I'm showing with the Saints, if you got similar players, then you're going to probably want to do something similar to this. All right, one of the things I suggest doing is, if you got the Saints, you're going to want to move Davenport over to the left end spot, and then you're going to want to put Jordan over here. So you got Jordan over there. So you got Cameron Jordan there. And the reason is because Jordan is an elite pass rusher. So this is going to give you some edge pressure off from the left side of the offensive line, even though he'll probably get blocked by the left tackle. If he can fight through that, and a lot of times he can because he does have that special ability, then he can get pressure off the edge. And then back over here with Davenport, I believe he's the fastest Saints defensive lineman. And in some cases, what I'm going to show here in a bit, he's going to get a free release as well. So you're going to see that, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a bit when we get onto the field here. So that's right there what I would suggest doing. The other thing I would suggest is Alexander, who's the fastest linebacker on the Saints. I believe he's an 87. I would put him at the left outside linebacker, knowing that he's generally the guy who's going to put the pressure, who's going to get that A-gap pressure. So I would definitely put him there. So let's go back onto the field and take a look at the subs I just made. And if you're following along and you got another team, try to do something similar to what I'm talking about here as far as the breakdown, because that's going to give you, the maximize, in my opinion, the best chance of getting pressure on the quarterback with this defense. All right, let's go back to the same play that we ran before the trail. There's that motion or movement of the linebacker again, the middle linebacker. So this time we're going to go ahead and run it again, the same setup, and then we're going to get that inside pressure. So the faster you can get somebody in there, the better off you are. And if you just saw there, look at that pressure coming off the, let's take a look and see where that came from. But you can see right there, we get that A-gap pressure. But this is what I was talking about earlier. See how Jordan gets off too? So now you've got Jordan, just by making that one adjustment, now you've got Jordan coming off the edge, and you're getting pressure coming from him, coming off the edge. And this is just by making that one adjustment. And then you're also getting that linebacker. So now you're getting two guys in, coming after and getting pressure on the quarterback. All right, let's keep going on with this. I'm going to show you how you can get three guys coming in and getting pressure a lot of times. All right, so let's go ahead and do this right here. We're going to go ahead and take control of this linebacker here. And what we want to do is we want to go ahead and move him over here. Now, keep in mind, as you look at your screen, he is the guy that's covering the running back. So he's in coverage on the running back here. So there's the linebacker. There's your running back. Now, keep in mind the running back's going out, which is fine, because I'm going to show you something here in a little bit as we keep going through this. Now, what I'm going to do with him is, once the ball is snapped, even though he's in man coverage, I'm actually going to kind of fake rush him, and I'm going to get him going in this area here. Now, I also got to watch to see what the running back does. If the running back goes this direction, that's great because I can go right with them. And what that's going to do is, in a lot of cases, it's going to free up this guy, which is the right end, to apply pressure on the quarterback. Because what's going to happen is the right tackle is actually going to slide out, and he's going to look to block that linebacker I'm in control of, allowing for that right end to get pressure. Now, this doesn't always work, but I just want to go ahead and show it to you, and then we'll see what happens here when we snap the ball. So we're going to go out this direction here, and now we got that pressure. And now if you look at it, you end up getting three guys in on pressure on the quarterback rather than just two. And if you look at it, Jordan comes off the edge with his elite pass rushing ability. So here we go right there. He gets off the block right there as you're looking at it. So here he is. And then we got him and we got him. So we got all three of these guys getting pressure. If we rewind this just a little bit, let's go ahead and rewind it. I want you guys to go ahead and focus in as we're looking at it. I want to focus in on this guy right here. That's the right tackle. And this is the guy that I'm in control of. This one right here, this linebacker. As I said earlier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rush him to the outside. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit here. I'm going to rush him to the outside, and then that's going to go ahead and get the right tackle to look to block me. And then once I get to the outside, I want to release him because keep in mind the running back's going out. So I got to have somebody covering him. So I end up getting 3 guys, as you watch, getting pressure on the quarterback. Okay, now obviously there's some holes out there. I said with this defense, you're going to have some issues as far as the coverage. I mean, you can see right here, if my opponent was to spot this guy open, he could have threw here. He's got this guy open. There's some guys open here. You got to hope that your defenders are able to help cover those guys long enough for you to get that pressure. But just know there's 3 guys coming in. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this next thing I want to show here. Let's have the halfback stay in the pass block. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have the halfback stay in the pass block. Let's go ahead and get him to block there. Let's see if he's blocking there. He's blocking right there. You can see on your screen the halfback is now staying in the pass block. So what I want to show you, same thing. I'm going to go ahead and crash the defensive line to the out. I'm going to go ahead and bring this guy in. Now this time I'm going to do the same thing, but I got to watch that halfback because this is based on what the halfback does is going to determine on what I do with this linebacker. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to come in here, but then I'm going to come to the outside. And if you watched, even though I didn't get the pressure from the right end, I still got the inside pressure, even with the halfback staying in the pass block, and there's a reason for that. And now Jordan didn't get in this time. He actually got blocked, which is unfortunate, but a lot of times he still may get in. But as you watch, look at the halfback right here. See the halfback? Now, in normal cases, the halfback would actually look to block to the inside. But because I'm coming off the edge with this linebacker, and let's go ahead and clear it. Because this linebacker's coming off the edge, then the halfback now looks to block me. And now that allows this guy to get the inside pressure is what we've been showing here as far as with the pressure. So he comes in here and he's going to go ahead and apply the pressure on the quarterback. For some reason, I'm messing up on the illustration. But this guy's going to come in and get the pressure on the quarterback. And you still get the pressure, at least get one guy in, even with the halfback staying in the pass block. Of course, again, the defense is up to the defense as far as the secondary can hold that up. All right, let's go back here one more time. Let's go ahead and leave that running back in the pass block. Same setup right there. And same thing here. I'm going to go ahead and move him in. And this is the cool thing about this defense. Even if they leave the halfback in, you don't actually have to manually rush this linebacker. You can release him and he'll still rush the quarterback only because the halfback is staying in the pass block, at least against this particular formation. You'll want to mess around with some of the other formations that your opponent likes to run and determine if this linebacker is going to rush or not. So let's go ahead and take a look at it because it all depends on what formation they come out on the offensive side of the ball. Remember, I'm using the gun bunch halfback strong. It could be different if they run, say, the gun trips tied in or they run a gun spread. Things change a little bit depending on what the formation comes out. So let's go ahead and run this again, and we're going to go ahead and rush them out here. But see, we still get pressure on the quarterback there, from this time from the outside. Let's go and do it one more time. Same setup here. We got to leave that halfback in the pass block. Let's see. Let's make sure we get him in the pass block because we got to have that for me to show this to you. There he is right there, staying in the pass block. And I'm going to go ahead and rush him to the outside. And we still get that thing. And if you keep watching there, I actually released him, and he still came in. So he's still going to come in regardless of what happens. He's always going to come in because he's covering a running back. And if the running back stays in the pass block, that means he's going to go ahead and rush. Let's go into one more time here. That time I actually got blocked, but I still ended up getting the inside pressure. I didn't have the halfback stay in the pass block, but that's fine. But at any rate, you guys can see how this would work out where you guys can get the pressure because that, like as I said, this halfback, if he stays in the pass block, then this guy is always going to rush the quarterback. Matter of fact, here, I'll just go ahead and release him this time. And we'll just keep him over there on this side and see what happens with him. I'll just play somebody else this time. And watch what happens with him. See, he's still going to rush the quarterback. Unfortunately, though, because I didn't move him, he's the one that rushes the quarterback, and he gets in there later than what I want. That's why I suggest you take control of him and then just kind of watch the halfback. If the halfback, stays in the pass block, you can release him or you can manually rush him yourself. Let's go and do the same thing again. One more last time here, and then we'll just show you what will happen here. See? We got nice pressure there. So hopefully that'll give you guys some ideas of some things you can do, at least against the gun bunch formation that's going to allow you to get some pressure on the quarterback. And there, if you watch, you actually end up getting 3 guys in again. So I can't always guarantee you're going to get 3, but you should at least always get 1. You may end up getting 2. You may end up getting 3. But right there, you guys can see there's two of them coming in right there. And then the running back picks up the linebacker that's supposed to be covering him as you look at it. So there's the linebacker that I was in control of, and I released him. So then the halfback looks to block him, and then I am getting that pressure on the quarterback. All right, so that's what I wanted to show there as far as with this. One of the other things I do want to mention here, you'll notice that I didn't have base of line on. I want to show you something with base of line, and I've kind of pointed this out in some of the other formations. I'm not a big base of line person when it comes to bunch formations or any kind of compressed formation, because I feel like it leaves you suspect to quick passes. But I'm going to go ahead and just show you something if you want to try to maybe disguise your defense a little bit and give yourself a chance maybe to keep your opponent from knowing what you're doing. So let's go ahead and go back in here. Let's go ahead and run this trail play again. And then on the defensive side of the ball, run the inside blitz. Actually, I'm going to do something else a little bit different. I'm going to come out in the zone defense. That's what I wanted to show here. So let me come out. Let's go ahead, and while we're in here, let's just go ahead and go into coaching adjustments and go ahead and turn on auto line to base, just so I can show this to you guys. And this is something, it's up to you guys if you guys want to do this or not. I'm just kind of showing you what could happen if you guys want to go this route. So let's go back into 46 normal inside blitz. Let's run it against this formation, the bunch halfback strong out of the gun formation. Let's run against that halfback trail play. All right, so there's base of line. And when you got base of line, as I pointed out in another video breakdown I talked about, these defenders will line up, particularly this one here against the bunch formation, will line up to the outside. And there's things they can do on the offensive side of the ball that's going to allow them free releases. And that's one of the downsides that I'm not a big fan of, running base line against the bunch formations. But at any rate, so there you go with that. Now, what you can do is, now keep in mind, there's the inside blitz right there that I'm running. And the cool thing is, if you come back out of here, and that doesn't look like cover zero because you got that safety playing the deep thing on that, which is cool. So you can do this. You can come out in a, for example, you could come out maybe the cover 3 match. If you want to go this route and use the base of line, then you can kind of mix it a little bit. But keep in mind, you're going to have a guy to the outside. That's going to be an issue. Now, one of the things you could do, I suppose, is slide him to the inside. All right, so there you go with that. And then you can audible into the 46 inside blitz. And there's the 46 inside blitz right there. So you could do that, and then you could go ahead and, take control of this guy like I've been showing. And that looks like, that doesn't look like cover zero because you got this defender out here playing back there. So it's harder to tell what you're running. But keep in mind, you got this guy over there. He's lined up too far out to the outside. So that leaves this guy open in a lot of cases. If they were running like a drag or a slant, he could be wide open. That could be an issue. That's one of the downsides of doing that. All right, so let's go ahead and run the same thing. And then we get pressure coming from the outside out there. Let's go and run it one more time here. And we'll go ahead and audible down. And then we'll go ahead and take control of this guy right. Oh, not that guy there, but this other one. The other thing about this thing, too, is you're looking at it that I kind of want to show with this formation is you can see on your screen, because we did have base of line, and this is something else I meant to talk about, is if you look at it, this guy right here, this tight end, isn't even covered in a lot of cases, and that's not good either. So you got to be careful with base of line against different, especially with this 46 defense. Let's go ahead and run this and see no one's covering the tight end there. And so that's why you've got to kind of watch what you do as far as base of line when you run this against this bunch formation. There's some coverage issues with it. I want to do one last thing before I get out of here, and I want to show this to you guys real quick. I'm going to go ahead and turn base of line off. Again, I don't normally have base of line on. I use base of line, but it all depends on the situation if I'm going to use it or not, depending on the situation of what I'm playing against as far as against my opponent and what they're running. I'll just turn it on manually rather than have it automatic. So that's just something I want to point out. I want to run this against one more formation here. I just want to show you that this formation can be effective as far as attacking coverages. Or different formation here. We're going to come out in the gun spread. And what I want to show you here is we got that save movement. And again, this guy's covering the running back. This is this linebacker. He's covering the running back. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and spread the defense, or crash the defensive line out. And then I'm going to go ahead and have him in this area here and watch the pressure that might be coming off the edge there. See how we got that pressure? And that's the nice thing about this. So you can even run this against a spread formation and get the same success that I just showed you against the bunch formation. and still get pressure on the quarterback. That's what I just wanted to show you right there. So there you go. Here's your 3 guys coming in again. So we got all 3 of these guys getting pressure on the quarterback from the outside. You got this guy coming in. And then as you look at it, you've got these 3 guys right here. You've got this linebacker, or sorry, defensive end, linebacker, and then this other defensive end getting pressure on the quarterback. And plus the defender that I'm in control of is covering the running back just like he's supposed to. So you got 3 guys coming in. You got everybody covered. So at any rate, I hope this is something you guys can check out. Maybe it's something you guys can use. I don't know. Just wanted to go ahead and break it down for you. The 46 normal inside blitz is a defense that's been around, as I mentioned, a long, long time. And there's a lot of things you can do with this defense that, I mean, there's ways of dropping guys in zone coverage and still get pressure on the quarterback. And that'll be maybe for another video breakdown. But again, thanks, guys, for hanging out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. The 46 normal inside blitz. Hey Madden gamers, if you enjoy this Madden video or any other video, please subscribe to the Madden Guides YouTube channel. And as always, thanks for watching and for your support.